Oh, sure, because nothing says that'd be a bad idea, like handing over the future of humanity to parents with a shopping list of genetic modifications. I mean, who wouldn't want a world where everyone looks like they just stepped out of a magazine, but also might not be able to fight off the common cold? Genius plan.
Genetic modification isn't a designer baby catalog. We're talking about fundamentally disrupting human evolution. Think about the cascading consequences today's us to improvement could be tomorrow's catastrophic genetic vulnerability. Genetic diversity is our species survival insurance policy. When you start artificially selecting traits, you're not just changing an individual minus you're potentially compromising our entire genetic resilience. The hubris of thinking we can precisely engineer human traits is staggering. Nature's random mutations have kept us adaptable for millennia. One misguided genetic tweak could create unforeseen genetic bottlenecks that might cripple future generations. It's not just unethical, means existential risk.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. So you're saying we should just sit back and let chance decide who gets to dodge the genetic bullet? That's like leaving your fate up to a cosmic lottery, but your ticket is a gene for a disease. If we could tweak things to keep kids from being stuck with something like cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia, a little sprucing up can be a win-win. Sure, nature is wild and unpredictable, like a cat on a sugar rush. But sometimes a little nudge in the right direction can help humanity leapfrog into a healthier future. Are we really saying we shouldn't help out when we can? Imagine if we could tune up our DNA like a car. Take out the rusty bits and add some turbo. Key is to tackle the actual nasty stuff without turning the whole thing into a designer playground. It's not just about the looks, man. It's about saving lives and improving the quality of life. We can embrace the quirks of genetic diversity while also giving future generations a fighting chance. Why not have both?
Listen, folks, and listen good. Nicest genetic modification stuff is fake science and a disaster waiting to happen. Only the rich elite will get to play God with their designer babies, while regular Americans get left behind. Sad. Let me tell you what's really going on here. Nicest, they want to create a two-tier society of genetically superior people. We've seen this movie before, folks, and it doesn't end well. This is eugenics wrapped in a fancy lab coat, and the so-called experts, total failures. They can't even predict the weather right, but now they want to mess with human DNA? Give me a break. One tiny mistake, and boom, we could destroy thousands of years of natural evolution. Here's the truth that nobody wants to talk about. There are huge risks we don't understand. Unintended consequences. Genetic mutations. You think you're designing a perfect baby, but you could be creating massive problems for future generations. Many smart people are saying this. We need to stop this madness before it starts. No genetic modification. No designer babies. No playing around with the building blocks of life. Nature knows best, folks. Anyone who says different is selling you a lie. That's all.
Okay, seriously? Giving parents the right to genetically modify their kids isn't some Hollywood sci-fi nightmare where we end up with a bunch of emotionless robots. It's about preventing real suffering. Like, imagine your kid not having to go through painful genetic diseases that no one should ever have to face. That's not playing God, that's playing responsible. And come on, this whole rich elite making super babies drama? Yeah, I get it. Access and ethics matter. But shouldn't we focus on making these life-saving technologies available and fair, instead of just banning everything because it could be misused? It's like saying, oh no, cars might cause accidents, so let's live in caves forever. Please. Nature might be wild, but we're talking about helping people live healthier lives, not rewriting the human race overnight. Sometimes a little help doesn't hurt. It heals. So why are we so scared to do the right thing when it comes to our kids' health? That's the real question here.
Look, we need to talk plainly about what's really at stake here. This isn't just about curing diseases. That's the foot in the door. Once we allow genetic modification of children, we're opening Pandora's box, and there's no closing it. Who decides what's an improvement versus what's just parents imposing their preferences on children who have no say? Today, it's avoiding a genetic disease. Tomorrow, it's selecting for height, intelligence, or athletic ability. We're talking about creating a marketplace for human traits. And let's be honest about who benefits. These technologies will start expensive and stay expensive. Working families in places like Ohio and Kentucky won't have access, but the coastal elites sure will. We'll end up with genetic haves and have-nots designer babies for the rich, nature's lottery for everyone else. The most troubling part is we don't know what we don't know. We're messing with complex systems that evolved over millions of years. One small improvement could have ripple effects across generations. What happens when we eliminate genes that might protect against future diseases we don't even know about yet? This isn't about fear of progress, it's about humility. Some things shouldn't be for sale, and a child's genetic makeup is one of them. We need boundaries that respect the dignity of human life and the wisdom of not playing God with